All right. Doing lots of stuff. Coming up with a topic. It's gonna be good. I went and took a walk, and when decided that there's a there's a big like thing. I don't know. There there's a big like um what's the word? People are really stupid when they think that I don't know what they're saying. People get this thing about me so unbelievably and invariably wrong. They get this thing that in their minds that I can be swooned or manipulated, I guess, or basically led along by a string. And it's the reason why I play as Trevor sometimes. It's because he plays not by his own rules, but by rules that he governs at the time that he governs them. He doesn't come to a certain bridge unless he crosses it. He doesn't go to a certain place unless he feels as though he has the need. And then when he feels as though he has the need, hold on. And this is the reason why that like I play as certain characters because I like their demeanor. Not because of the things they do or anything like that inside of the video game, or the fact that, or if I would like to do any of the things that's not like I wouldn't do that. But let's see. I wouldn't do anything that is in the video games ever. Like I'd like. I'm able to defend myself, I guess, in some cases. But oh, also too, there's, oh my gosh, there's so much to talk about. Okay, cool. All right, here we go. There are certain divides, I guess, between what people would call societal, um, blocks, and I think that the more you look at a certain part of society, or a certain place in society, or a certain place at all, the more you start to realize that there are very big differences in some places. Like some places you won't have as many people. God damn it. But in another place you'll have a lot of people, but let's see, wait, hold on one second. Okay, cool. Alright, I'm gonna have to. In one place you'll have a lot of people, and in another place you'll have a high regard for education. And also, in one regard, you'll have people that yeah, I'm down to 38. There we go. Alright, so back to what I was saying. Alright. In one place you'll have an invariable amount of people. People themselves that that study things around them, and don't use a lot of tools like books or there are places and things that people damn it. There are places and things that people use to their advantage. It's like when there are enough people that are able to recognize a certain problem in a societal place. When there are enough people to be able to recognize that there is something wrong jurisdictionally in an area. When there are enough people to realize that there is something wrong in the sectionalization that comes with the population that is comfortable in a certain way, in a certain thing, or a certain way of doing things every single time, or a certain consistency, I guess. That, I'd say, happens everywhere, I guess. But it's like, take another country for example. The geography of a place has a lot to do with societal bonds. I try not to I try not to run into I try so hard to want to run into societal crutches, but I never do. Let's see here. Like, say for instance, there's a dude talking on the phone in the middle of the night. I'm talking, a dude talking on the phone in the middle of the night. You don't know if that dude talking on the phone is talking on the phone just to get next to you. You don't know if that guy talking on the phone is just talking on the phone to talk on the phone, or trying to have some privacy and the outside, basically. Understanding that you have less privacy when you're outside most of the time. You start to realize certain things and certain social cues whenever you're seeing a man talk on the phone for a certain period of time. That man starts to stare at you, or stare at your unmentionables, like your wallet, your where your wallet is, your purse, things like that. You yourself start to question your own choices, like you start to question your choices of the way that you're afraid of something, or the way that you feel comfortable around someone who you invariably come up with a notion to be able to see through, or to be able to make, I guess, a notion that says this person is a threat to me, or is not a threat to me. Now see, that person with the phone, oh man, I wanted to land on it. The person with the phone invariably isn't thinking about all those things at once. They're just thinking if they talk on the phone out loud in a certain way, that they'll have their privacy outside, because they don't want to talk to someone that's inside, most likely. It usually has to do with their speech and the way that they say things. But if that person's speech gets louder as you go towards them, are they deterring something? As in getting louder to be able to make you realize that you're next to them? Or is that person trying to get your attention in one way so they can attack you in another? Because see, people themselves don't think about the in your face. They don't think about the what's in your face right now, or how things are going to go right now. They think about way down the line. Because I think about way down the line, so why wouldn't I expect other people to do it? They think about way down in a certain area of a certain person's psyche, whether they see their fate or not. Whether they see their own possibilities or anything like that, their own invariable dreams, if you will, aspirations, I guess. Now, whether you're into the aspirations of a different person, or you're pushing for the aspirations of a different person, you're also noticing that these aspirations themselves are invariably not invariably but can be audibly changed. They can be audibly changed by leaking information about something or saying something to someone. They can be changed into seeing something that makes you feel as though you've accomplished everything. So that's basically what people don't understand movies come up with. Movies themselves, and pretty much any artistry in that aspect, tries to make you believe and think that your dreams have already been accomplished. That everything that you could have accomplished in that scenario has already been and done and went. It's the reason why people themselves started to as far as the what's the word, as far as Hollywood went, or Hollywood goes, or any sort of cinema-centric sort of notion, I guess, as far as you being able to realize your dreams through something that has been fabricated for you to experience. So whenever you're thinking about that, or whenever, that's the reason why, is those thoughts themselves are just an utterance. They're an utterance of emotion. Whether that person themselves is out to harm or not harm you. Hold on one second. But yeah, whether or not that that person is out to harm you is in some ways sometimes completely up to you. It's what you make of that situation, not how racist or how bigoted you are. Basically, sometimes people who are bigoted would do better in those situations because they'd probably clear themselves of any violence to be able to. But someone who has lack of experience in situations that would call for those things, that's when you start to realize that people themselves need experience. As far as history, as far as anything goes, they need experience to be able to perform in specific and altercative or non-altercative situations. The basic functions of what we have as adults, of what we feel as people. As well, of what we invariably know. the motions we deny or give as far as a as far as a body language that we invariably project. It's the things we understand or know or have learned or have been taught that make, I'd say, what's the word? It's the notions that we make up to that point. The things that we drive toward ourselves, or the things that we protect ourselves with. Do we protect ourselves in every given situation? Or do we know that not that many people are that crazy to be on a phone for a specific reason, to be able to, or to want to, attack a specific human being? Do you realize that it can happen? Yes. Everyone realizes that it can happen. How many times it can happen is invariably up to the person with the most experience. Like I said, I myself believe that racism and bigotry is childish. It's a person who has so many some odd experiences with so many some odd groups of people I'm gonna die. Yeah, I died. With so many some odd groups of people that don't invariably understand the notion not to live and let live, but to live and let be. And that's on any spectrum.
Jackass! You're getting robbed! Ah! Shithead! Fuck me!
Because the notion that we make that sends someone into a frenzy, the thing that we hint at that makes someone else fly off the handle, could be something that went on in their day. And this is with any person. Realize that the notion of
well, I'll be fucked.
the notion that we make before we walk up to that situation, or to any situation. The notion that we make is
Whoa!
is if we build something on top of what we ourselves experience, if we give something the notion that if we give something the notion that builds and or takes away from us, then invariably we give to the notion that something or someone will take away from us that which we have not planned for, or that which we think we don't plan for, but we do and are within our own subconscious. People say that, oh, racism and bigotry and slavery itself is built within our society, but understandably so.
Stop!
Understandably so. Who built for that? And what do you invariably build for? Is that person long dead and gone? Because if they are, then society can build anew. If there are people just raising notions that don't forget about a certain person because just because of a certain thing that has happened within an invariable distance of thinking, I guess. Then noticing that the amount of people and I don't know exactly what YouTube tries to do. But that notion of what YouTube is doing, talking on the phone. The notion of what the people themselves that are creating content intend to do with it. Is this just a platform for TV series? Is this the platform for a bunch of people to do the same stuff over and over again and try to entertain people with the same concept or the same format or the same different variations of what a story is to them, or what people should actually be doing, I guess? And also, like, also, what is the notion that you pick up every day? What are the things that you wish that you could even possibly take hold of? What are the... But also too, I think people don't understand that, oh, there's a war going on or whatever or something. There's always going to be a war. If people don't understandably take in the responsibility to be able to be better people, there's always going to be a war. There's always going to be someone that you think has cruel intentions on the other side of a receiver that you're eventually staring at, or at some point. There's always going to be someone that, I'd say, doesn't know more than you, but knows how to accurately apply what they know more than you. And that doesn't have to change anything, though. That doesn't have to change the fact that there are people out there that do give a shit about whether you, you really want to build on something. I really and truly believe that there are people out there that absolutely and utterly care. And that's the part that you have to realize, that for every person who's a stranger, there is also an equal and invariable person that, and hopefully I don't die. Yay, I didn't die.
Hey you! Speaking English? That's a Porto man. Slow down. Pull over to the side of the road.
For every person out there that's holding the phone, talking to someone, and also, granted, this person was in a manner of clothes that were, I guess, not formal, I guess. And I just really wish and hope that people don't understand. I died. Awesome. They don't understand the notion that there are people out there that wish them or that want them off this world. There are people that are stuck on the notion that they can change someone's mind through absolute and utter torture. There are people out there that through no fault of anyone else, want to create a world of what they believe is pain and suffering. For those people who would get in their way. And granted, those people, I guess, they think that they have the world on a string, and that they're the ones that are actually making it rotate. And if they do think that, then in some ways they very much do not need to run the world. And that's the reason for the president. The president believes and thinks and oh, I must be amazing and awesome and whatever president there is, because people don't realize how up their asses presidents really are. How completely and utterly up their asses. Like, they don't believe it. They don't understand it. Like, how could it happen? How could that be? How could someone invariably be so far up their own ass that they don't even know when things happen? Or if they don't know, then they don't even change a wink or anything like that. Or they have that one little twitch, maybe. Not even that one little twitch. turn this off. Alright, I do believe though that in whatever up their own ass or through their own entire body or folded over 20 to 30 times over, how much of those people realize that they don't have as much power as literally a regular citizen does in America. And the more people start trying to push that away, or try to say that, oh, that's not the way you need to be. You need to, fuck bitches and make crimes and make your own way because that's the way that. No, don't do it. Don't do it. Because the people who did the crimes first did it because there were people doing crimes up top that were terrible, completely and utterly. All the time. Because there are people themselves that decided that they were going to run a government from behind the shadows and behind whatever they felt like, however they felt it. Because their cousin needed something and they needed it and they didn't really need it, but they wanted it. Oh crap. There is not much that you can do when you're in the limelight. And I think that's the reason why a lot of people started putting people in the limelight and putting people in the limelight at all, is because they had money. And they were able to do things. They were able to go out and say, "Hey, I'll drop $30,000 on this one freaking banquet for all my friends and family." And that in itself creates a rift. An economic rift, so to speak. And that's the reason why I think that a lot of people don't understand exactly how sectionalized and how marginalized Hollywood and pretty much all of its... because what they're doing now, because of this recession and things like that, they're not sharing their money. They're creating hope. Through the invariable amounts of all the Star Wars and all the different stuff they create, it has nothing to do with the government. Literally nothing. Maybe people who are politicians have stakes in it because they invested in something that they liked. Or maybe they saw their kid like, wow, that's really cool. Then their politician parent was like, hey, I'm gonna put some money in this, see where it goes. So that's what happens. It's not a huge government conspiracy behind it. It's not a dumb government conspiracy behind Walmart, because if... Okay, alright, this is the reason why they think it's one way around, that Walmart itself is a hub for military. No, military stations and places are hubs for Walmarts. It was strategically put in places so that Walmart itself could thrive because of the fact that they put them near military places. They just hired the same strategic people to be able to put their stuff closer to a military base, because that's what military bases are. People believe and think that Walmart itself is, yeah, it's really stupid. Why would Walmart itself be a hub for a military base? Why? Because of its low prices on skids? Because of its tires? No. You can go on the military base and fix your own tires. You don't have to go to a mechanic, because most of the dudes in the military are trained to do that. Because they have to know how to change a tire. What is this like? It's like, do they like really cheap candles? No. They hired the same strategist. They hired the same strategic business placement model person who did the same model, and all they did was create a near or some in some way, and in some ways they're not even that close together, because they can't be. They hired the same military strategist. And some politicians put their money in Walmart because they thought it would actually build on what was a certain market. Oh my god, I'm gonna die. No, I didn't. Yay. God dang it. It's always that curve. Oh man. I don't get it anymore. I don't get things anymore sometimes with people. How they just like, Russia, man. It's Russia. Trying to put a stake in shit. Trying to claim their stake because they believe and think that they're the better stuff. Because of people who had, man, it's just so stupid, dude. It's like every single time you want to create something or make something that people like, people always are like, "Oh, I'm gonna put my credit on it." No matter what they're trying to do, no matter how they're trying to do it, just because of a name, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Just because it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It's just a name. People come up with conspiracies in their sleep. I literally came up with a conspiracy on the spot. It made no sense whatsoever. I really wish that people would understand that, like, they wouldn't entertain certain values or ideas or try to think that it's like it's funny, because it's not. People start to believe it, and the more they start to believe it, then the more that person themselves has a value that they're not seeing. The more that person puts in a value of hey, you know what? How about we don't invest in you because of the amount of stupid things you're doing, or the amount of stupid things you're saying, or the amount of, yeah, I mean, people don't understand it. They don't understand where. I'm ranting. I'm not making any sense. These are things that all well up inside of me because of my disability. These are all things that well up inside of me because of the disability that I have. I rant because I absolutely want to rant. There is absolutely something inside of me that constantly and utterly wants to be heard. Not because of me being a middle child, because I'm only one half middle child. I think that real people don't understand the stake that there actually is in American government, and the fact that it actually stands for something. And people can make their notions or sell their chips or curse the ether. Because that's all that people are doing. They're not being lyricists. They're saying, oh, if this happens, and this happens, and this happens, if someone were ever to step to me, then I'd say this, and blah, 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 blah. You're speaking on a possibility. On a possibility that probably will never happen. And the more you step on that possibility, the more you'll step to that area, to that thing. It's like I don't ever believe in fate. I never believe in fate, ever. Fate is a notion. I don't believe in a destiny. I never did. Because the more people that kept believing in destiny were always the ones that died. The more people that constantly believe in a pinnacle of something, or the precipice of something, that want to live on the edge at some point or another, they don't understand that edge is the end of their life. And this is the reason why I always understood that motorcycles are dangerous, and I never wanted to actually ride one in real life. I did ride one. That doesn't mean I don't understand that they're completely and utterly dangerous. I also realized exactly how many times I didn't want to ride one, and I realized how much I hated holding the person in front of me to be able to keep on grip.
Points.
People really don't understand that person talking on the phone was true freedom. That person being an anomaly in my life, or me even thinking about the notion of us either being friends or enemies or anything like that, that's true freedom.
Turn your up. What's around, man? Who are you? What?
Damn it! It's true freedom. It's what true freedom is. It's scary. It's a scary notion to be able to think or believe in a certain way.
Did you see that shit?
To be able to think or believe and really test your beliefs at all. To be able to test your beliefs to the chopping block. To be able to see exactly where you stand. I made it. We're gonna go check out this place and see what's going on here.
Can you spare any money, friend?
Also too, the kind of games that everyone sees and sees a notion about or notices anything about, that was a ghost, wasn't it? I think there's a lot of things that there's a lot of things that people barely give the notion about, or barely see the notion, and they don't understand that the notion itself is
That hurt.
but also too, there are different examples about what true freedom actually means too, and I really wish that people would start showing those examples. Not to say that I'm ever going to like having a situation be almost anything, or be a new opportunity or positive opportunity. That's absolute freedom. And I could have talked to that guy. I could have told him, "Hey, how's it going?" Or hey, do you want to be my friend? Or hey, could you spare some change? Although it is actually illegal to panhandle, and in New Orleans, there are people that get around it, and those people aren't homeless either. Those people are probably on disability, just like me, just like me. I think that there's freedom is anything you can do within the bounds of the law. I just really wish that people would realize that we're always at the precipice. We're always at the pinnacle of freedom and what we believe, and I really wish that people would understand the notion of what they want to do for themselves and not just be ruled, you know? Not just be measured, but understand that there is an immeasurable amount of positivity that could be, and smarts and education with through experience and being able to build and stack on top of that. Just the amount of what you could actually do is and not just like jumping stuff or doing stuff, but like building the there are also people that have been hurt. And their freedoms count for something as well. Not just an idea that you have or you think you have, because of something that someone told you. But realize that everyone's freedoms count. No matter what you say in private, or no matter what you do to give yourself confidence, or what you do to realize that
Oh, fuck!
or no matter what you do to pick yourself up from a folly, or a fail, or a fall, or anything like that. No matter what you do, just realize that there's a bigger Hey, Mom, I'm sorry. Realize that there's a reason. There's a reason for all of it, and the reason isn't you. There's a reason for everything, and the reason isn't you. So learn. And keep learning. and always learn. Because there's always something new to learn. There's always something new to be. There's always someone that you don't have to put your importance over. There's always going to be that someone that you don't have to put your importance in, because that person isn't important on the inside. They're important to you on the outside for everything that they are. They're important to you because of everything that they put in this world for you to be able to have and to be able to keep doing and keep having. Be better than just build on freedom. The bare minimum is freedom. Build on that. Make more freedoms. There are plenty of examples. And I am going to blow up a motorcycle. It's gonna be cool. There we go. It's gonna be... I'm going to blow up a motorcycle and it's not gonna be mine. Son of a bitch.
Citizens report an explosion
I am
west
going
of
to blow up a motorcycle and it's not gonna be mine. I have 2 left.
Miss me!
God damn it. You cinnamon batch. You batch of cinnamon. Oh, remember. Be yourself. Don't need anyone else. Don't need anyone's comfort. But want to give comfort so you can receive. And that's what true freedom is too sometimes. Is if we know that we don't need the people around to keep us sane, or to keep us healthy, or to keep us invariably comforted. Realize that you don't need that person, you want that person. And once you realize that that want in itself is not a need, you'll be able to live closer to yourself than to someone else. You don't have to live on the arm of someone to feel comfortable. But if you do, then that's completely your right. Because of freedom. But infringing upon anyone's right to be able to do that, or not do that, completely up to them, is un-American.
You're a total moron.
Completely. I'll shoot myself in the foot. cinnamon batch. I was trying to write my name.
At 2:45 on
And it just went away.
Drive
God damn
in
it.
Sandy Shores.
Wait, hold on. That's not it. O-J-O and
Dispatch, we got eyes. We're in pursuit.
Units reporting.
E-J-O-E. Joe. Yeah! Woo! I'm in. I'm amazing.
Sandy Shores.
Oh, shit. Back up.
Suspect
We need one alive. So you
Harbor
can
Drive.
tell the story. Captain Jack Sparrow.
We are en route. Air support en route.
It's terrible and demented. I have a really dark sense of humor, like I said. I am very dark and stupid. And also very... Give me that. I want that. Give me.
Officers report a reckless driver on East Joshua Road.
Give me motorcycle. Give me motorcycle. Give me motorcycle. I really wish I had a grenade launcher. It's so much easier.
Roger.
Son of a bitch! I want to go out like a boss. Instead, I went out like a... And I understand it's very absurd for me to talk about these things while still playing GTA. I'm at 20,000 now. Going further and further down. Oh, man. So, game therapy rants. These are my game therapy rants. They help me be able to deal with regular life. And this is the reason why I do this. This is the reason why I play around, and the reason why I do stupid shit. And okay, there we go. Yes, these are my game therapy rants. I say stupid shit, and that's the reason why. I'm gonna keep on saying stupid shit because everyone else is saying stupid shit too. Time to check along the beach, dick, don't emoji. He did heroin. A lot. A lot of heroin.
Whoa!
He would also go on stage with dresses. Did so much heroin though.
How did you not see me?
Jeez, man, how did you not see me? You son of a bitch. You piece of shit. Don't play with me. I'm a marksman. I'm gonna have to invariably change another part of my character too. I will be infringing on the copyright of somebody else, so I can't call them a certain thing. I will now not come up with names for my characters, but try to what's the word? I try to round out their personalities, I guess. Then also realize that oh man. Bruh. So yeah, man, I think about a lot of stuff. So I'm gonna have plenty to rant about later on, and I'm gonna have to find sponsors eventually, or just make up my own sponsors. Something like that, you know? Hopefully it's art related. I don't want to just go get a Squarespace sponsor because I don't know about their product. I don't know about their product. I don't know about websites and stuff like that. I don't know which one's better or how they manage to be able to create the gigabyte space or whether they're getting it on a private server. You know, that stuff for me is ever not to say that I don't agree with what the Squarespace does, because I considered getting a website from them, but also too I wanted to get my own domain hosting probably. Gonna have to do a bunch of stuff, come up with a tax ID information. Whole bunch of different stuff and things that I gotta make sure happens, and yeah, gonna appreciate art in all of its forms, and hopefully have a couple of people be able to be commentators on that. I'm probably gonna get a lot of art sponsors, so no boxes or anything like that, but maybe a box. I don't know, because I don't know the quality of what they make sometimes, so I'd probably have to see about it or something like that. But yeah, yeah. Yeah, you gotta stay back far away from the hole of the explosion. All right, so um, yeah. Have a good day, and make sure that you can make a lot of things for the stuff that you're